In this video, we're going to talk about a tricky situation when naming an alkane. So in this branch, if you start counting from left to right, you can see that we have 10 carbons in the main chain. So because you have 10 carbons in the main chain, you know the name of the parent chain is going to be decane. So that's what we know so far. We have two substituents. We have this, and then we have this. The first one, that's called 2-methyl. This second one is a little more complicated, so let's analyze it further. You can see here that we have our substituent is a branch, and it has branches in and of itself. So if we count the main chain of the substituent, you can see that we have, in this portion of the substituent, we have 3 carbons. And we can actually number those carbons, and since we have 3 carbons, it's called propyl. So we know how we have a propyl group because that's the longest chain within our substituent. What else do we have here? You can see that we have 2 methyls that are on the propyl. So if you want to name this substituent in and of itself, you are going to go like this. You're going to write 1, 2, because the methyls are on 1 and 2. So 1, 2 dash dimethyl, and then propyl. So you've just named all of this. Now, because this substituent is a part of this chain, we're going to put the number 5, which it connects to, behind all of it. So we're going to put all of this in parentheses, and then we're going to put 5 behind it. Now, here's a question for you. When we want to write the full name of this out, right here, do we include this substituent first, or do we include this one first? What do you think? So we know that we have to alphabetize our substituents. In other words, the substituent that starts with the letter that comes first in the alphabet is always placed first. In this case, we know that the letter for the 2-methyl is going to be M. That's what we're going to go off of. For this substituent, it's not really clear. It could be the D, because if we start with D. It could be the M, because that's the methyl. It could be the P, because that's the name of the main chain on our substituent. So which letter do we go with? We're actually going to go with the D. So when you have these complex substituents, you're always going to go with the first letter of the substituent. So since we know that D comes before M in the alphabet, we're going to use that first when we write the name. So we're going to go 5 dash in parentheses 1 comma 2 dash dimethyl propyl, and then you close the parentheses. And then for the other substituent, you have dash 2 dash methyl decane.